Hiya guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sean Hills and this is A Soul's Experience, a channel dedicated to helping the human race remember who we really are. Now anyone who's been watching my videos for some time now knows that I released a video months ago about a vision I had of a lake of fire and a man trapped in the rubble from his waist up holding the Leaning Tower of Pisa, which sits around Italy, actually on the Isles of Sicily, there just underneath it in Sicily. So I had this vision months ago, which I released videos of. So there's proof on the internet there that I released a video about this vision I had. And I've made a few videos since then because there's a huge caldera in Italy called Campi Flegrei. And about 2 weeks after I had my vision, Campi Flegrei woke up. And I've woke up this morning to put on the TV, do a bit of research about what's going on around the planet, because I'm waiting for this huge event to happen this year. Another vision I was given back in 2007. And I went to go watch the TV, and it seems the Campi Flegrei situation has got extremely dangerous, guys. I am worried that this vision's about to come true. You know, anybody who has visions or prophetic messages or warnings, you never feel good if they come true and loads of people die. You're never going to feel good about that. Oh, I was correct. The whole point of these videos is to try and warn people. And hopefully one person can, hear the warning, but there's only so much we can do as fellow human beings trying to warn others. But yeah, it seems the situation has got a lot worse. And here's Sky. I'm going to show you this woman, Sky. She does a lot of research on this sort of stuff. She's going to explain a little bit more about what's happening in Campi Flegrei at the minute. So here's On the Pulse with Sky.
INGV has revealed an explosive bombshell, guys. And if you have ever doubted that we could see an eruption of the supervolcano Campi Flegrei in the near future, after this, I promise you, you will not doubt this anymore because of all the recent studies and findings that they have released. This is by far the most explosive, and I really choose the word intentionally, explosive, because this study reveals the supervolcano's weak point, guys. That weak? I did not imagine that it'd be that weak. So what am I talking about? Stay with me through the full video, because what this reveals is like, I saw it, I said, oh my God, oh gee. This could be the shizzy hitting the fizzy. They found a weak layer in the Earth's crust. But not just any weak layer, and not just anywhere. Unfortunately, right there where the magma wants to come to the surface. So let's have a closer look first at this graphic so that you understand how these layers work and where is what, because then you understand what I'm about to tell you. You see this image? This is basically this Campi Flegrei caldera. This is the area where we see most of the epicenters of these earthquake swarms, and the earthquakes are these purple, lighter purple, darker purple points. And then we see various layers, and of course this red area on the bottom, that is a magma chamber. And then the mountains you see, these are all these calderas. But this picture shows us the structure of the Earth's crust in the Campi Flegrei area, and it's divided into three main domains. You see this, the first one is the beige skin tone, second domain is the sandy color, and the third domain is brownish. Why did they divide it into these three domains? Because they have taken geothermal well samples and seismic tomographic data that allowed them to define these three layers for us to look at. But what we also see is the density map of magmatic intrusions. An intrusion is magmas trying to go into, to make its way, to build a tunnel, either to the top to try to create an eruption, or a horizontal intrusion like we've seen in Santorini and also in Iceland, where it creates a magma dike, but the lid is kept on. It doesn't make its way to the surface. And we've had magma intrusions at Campi Flegrei. So these shaded colors, that's the magma intrusions that you see there that mix with the yellow points with these earthquakes. This is the distribution of earthquakes from the years 2000 to 2025. Lots of earthquakes, thousands of earthquakes. These dots, they're such a cluster, you can't even see all of them. It's a lot of them. This picture doesn't do it justice, how many it actually are. And earthquakes with a magnitude greater than 3 are concentrated in one specific area, and this is a weak area that we're going to talk about. The Achilles tendon, how we call it, of this volcano.
The Achilles
and
heel.
also, this layer of earthquakes has most intensely crossed in the whole history of this caldera with these magmatic dike intrusions in this area. And this is only, when I give you the depth now where this has happened and is happening, you will think at a depth between 2 and 3 kilometers. So you see that graph here now. And you see also how we will explain why they call the first domain the ductile zone, why they call the second domain the resistant zone, and why we call the third domain the weakened and permeable zone. A recent study that has just been released by the INGV, that's the National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology, they are surveilling Campi Flegrei non-stop. They're the ones responsible for this observation. They have published this, that they have identified a way more fragile than expected zone in the Earth's crust, right underneath the Campi Flegrei caldera.
So there we go, guys. We can see that Campi Flegrei is in a really volatile state at the minute. The magma's made its way to just 1 to 2 kilometers underneath the surface. That's like under a mile. A kilometer is under a mile. Under a mile. And this lava has to come from the middle of the earth. Yeah? Molten lava from the middle of the earth has made it to under a mile to the crust of the earth under Campi Flegrei, a super volcano sitting right by the Leaning Tower of Pisa where I've had my vision, you know. And it was just, if this had all happened and then I'd had the vision afterwards, then maybe I could think maybe I was influenced. But I had the vision 2 weeks, 3 weeks before anyone was reporting on the activity on Campi Flegrei. It was always being monitored, but it was stable. And in like 2 weeks after having my vision, there was just all these warning signs. Campi Flegrei's woken up, it's woken up, it's woken up. And it was like, oh my God. And I looked where it was, and there it was, sitting right next to Sicily, right next to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And if that goes off, you can bet that not only will Italy and Sicily be damaged, but all of the surrounding countries. The devastation that will come from Campi Flegrei actually erupting, the whole world will know about it. You know, there could be tsunamis travelling across to the States, to the UK, off to Africa, especially the north coast of Africa. Greece, Cyprus, all them places, Morocco, Egypt. Hundreds of thousands, millions of people. I mean, this could be a world changer, a world-changing event. But on that note, what happens this year? We have to stay in faith, because the last stage of this great awakening is the catalyst that wakes everyone up, and I've been shown it happens in this year. It happens this year. 2025, it happens. I don't know what it is. That's why I'm always doing the research. Is it going to be the volcano? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? I would really recommend going back and checking the videos I've made on the timeline about this year. It started back in 5 years ago. I'd recommend going and watch them videos on the timeline because it is a big... I hear... like a really long, loud explosion, but it's really long. And then it's balloons blown up, 2025, fireworks, celebration, and then a golden line from 2026 all the way to 2057. And I can't see past there at the minute. I can't see past 2057 at the minute. But we are going into a golden age. It's actually really true. It's back in 2007, I had no idea what I had just seen in my timeline vision. I had no idea what I had just seen, but since 5 years ago, it's all started making sense. When I saw the world change in 2020, and then it did change, I was like, whoa. And then I just been keeping an eye on the vision ever since, and it's all just been coming true. So we have another world-changing event coming this year, guys. We do, 100%. I've already said in my other videos, if it doesn't happen, I'll take this whole channel down. You'll never hear from me again. It means my visions were wrong. But if we don't have a world-changing event this year, then yeah, you won't ever hear from me again. Do you know what I mean? But that's how confident I am that it's going to happen. That is how confident I am it's going to happen, because I know it's going to happen, because we need that catalyst to awaken the rest of the world up. Yes, there's loads of us awakened right now, and it's amazing, and well done if your soul has made it to this part of your journey, that you've realised that no, death isn't the end. Yes, God and Jesus are real, and yes, we are all interconnected as one universal family that deserve to love each other and not hurt each other. But there are lots of people that still believe that, you know, the powers that be have their best interests at heart. There's still people that believe that politicians could never lie, and that there's no corruption within the royal family. You know, that celebrities, you know, they're all lovely, perfect, smiley, white-teethed people that have a heart of gold. You know, there's still people that just go to work and still believe that the BBC is the golden chalice of truth. The BBC. A bloody load of bollocks. That's what that stands for, you know. Oh, man. Yeah, I used to be one of them, man. You know what I mean? Before I woke up, I used to watch the news, like, and think, oh, the world's so bad. You know, not knowing that I was being manipulated and diversed and pushed into a column of hatred for fellow people that I didn't know. I was being brainwashed by my own government daily for their own propagandist needs. No more. There's a lot of us awakened, like I've said. But there is a massive catalyst coming this year, and it wakes the rest of us up. It really does wake the rest of us up. It brings us back together, and it creates a better world. But you can't have creation without destruction. You know, even an empty space, a beautiful empty space, if you want to create in it, you're destroying that empty space to create, to put something in the way of it. You know, there's always something going to be taken away by adding. And in the physical, it can look really destructive. If we're taking away pieces of society that we've gone by for the last 100 years, but it's only to build something way more beautiful and sustainable for our future and in the future of our children and grandchildren, then we must suffer and endure the destruction so that our children and our grandchildren and all of the species, the animals, the plants, the earth itself, may live a more harmonious existence here on the universe. So if we choose to come back and reincarnate on this planet, it will be a much, much better place for all and more in line with the divine of love and light. So please take care of yourselves. You know, love your families today, love yourselves today, and remember to love each other. And the world's a much better place than we're being led to believe, and humans are much, much better than we're being led to believe. We're not all some parasite that eats away at the planet and deserves to be wiped off the face of the earth. That's not how this works. We've all been manipulated to believe we're these lesser beings, powerless beings that are no good for nothing. Don't believe that. We are fractals of God. Each one of us, individual fingerprints on the finger of the hand of the divine themselves. You are. Just take care of yourselves. Know your power. Stand in your strength. And remember who you truly are. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to this channel to be part of this great awakening, part of this great community. I really thank all of you for being down here with me and all of us on planet Earth at this great time. It is tough, but it is beautiful. And if there's one thing we like on Earth, it's a little bit of beauty. So take care, guys. I will see you soon. Much love and goodbye for now. See you soon.
There's not much to do when all I can is thinking about you. Not doing well, don't know where you are, 'cause you're not here. It's been way too long.